Welcome to the premiere episode of Solutionspodcast. Today we're going to be talking about top 5 business branding mistakes people make. Branding is a vital part of every business. It is mostly done at the beginning of a business venture. However, what we're going to be talking about today are top 5 business branding mistakes that you can make at the beginning of your business venture while you're branding, or 5 branding mistakes you have already made and how to correct them. Enjoy the ride. Number 1, jumping into branding without defining your target audience. Let me tell you this. Branding is about designing your message to suit the logical and emotional needs of your target audience. This means what? That means that every message, pictorial identity, color, design, everything is designed to suit that target audience in order to facilitate immediate response. Now, when this is not done, your message goes out there and your target audience doesn't understand it. That's why you say, I'm doing advertisement, I'm doing marketing, but nothing is happening. This is why. You need to design your message for your target audience. That means you have to identify them. Once you identify your target audience, you design your brand to suit that particular target audience. Once your message can suit that audience, it goes out there, your audience sees it, it resonates with them, they understand it, now they can act on it. Why? Because you have targeted them. So what do you need to do now? Define your target audience and craft your message to reach out to them. Now, the second branding mistake that people make is you forgetting that you are your brand. Yes, you. I'm talking to you, the business owner. Your brand is not separate from you. You are your own brand. Now this leads me to this. You cannot separate your character and your identity from your brand, because your character and your identity reflects on your brand. Whoever you are as a person affects your brand. Now, you might ask me, how does this happen? First of all, your interaction with your members of staff, your interaction with your customers. Because if you don't treat your members of staff well, they will in turn not treat your staff well. So, you as an individual need to understand that your character traits as the person affects your brand. You need to understand that if you cannot be disciplined as a person, to discipline yourself to have the right character for interacting with people skills. If you cannot understand that, your brand is going to be at risk, because you'll be treating your brand like yourself. You begin to treat your brand like your own self. No, you shouldn't do that. Your brand should be a definition of what your brand represents, not what you represent. So people should hear of your brand and not hear of you. They should hear of your brand and hear of your brand and not you. So separate your individuality from your business. When you get to the office, when you get to your business space, be your brand. Don't be yourself. Be your brand. Another popular mistake that businesses make is the lack of consistency. Now, this is a very serious mistake you can make for your business. If you're not consistent, that is a challenge. Now, speaking about consistency, the first thing you're going to talk about is the intangibles before you talk about the tangibles. Now, the intangibles are you consistent with the values that you've set for your brand? Are you consistent with the standards that you've set for your brand? You cannot say that your value is customer satisfaction and you cannot even satisfy a customer. No, you have to be able to what? Be consistent. Be consistent on the good days, be consistent on the bad days. You have to be consistent consistently, if there's anything like that. Yeah. So you have to be consistent with those things. Now, let's talk about the intangibles. You have to be consistent with your brand. is talking about high moral values and certain things that needs to be represented that way, you need to represent it that way. What do I mean? What your office, what does it look like? Do you have necessary props and certain things that make your office look good? Your members of staff, are they well taken care of? Or is your business just pay them staff and go? No, you have to be consistent with that. Let your members of staff look like the brand that you're promoting. Be consistent. It's not just about making money. No, be consistent. Be consistent and let your brand show that consistency. Finally, all your online platforms need to speak the same language. Yes, all of them. From your Facebook to your Instagram to your YouTube, everything needs to speak the same language. You cannot be saying one thing here and the other thing there. You have to be consistent there. So try and create content in such a way that all online platforms are saying the same thing. This is how to be consistent. Choosing the right team is another major mistake. Now, you might say, I'm hiring my members of staff according to the roles that they are playing, according to what they are going to do in my company. Yeah, that's fine. But you need to hire people that can represent your brand. The people you're going to hire, can their work ethics, can their ideologies, do they fit into your brand? These are the things you need to ask yourself. And when they do, you don't just hire them and let them go. No, you hire them and train them. You need to train your members of staff to understand the tenets of your brand. Because if they don't understand it, they cannot represent it. So train your members of staff. Now, when you're done training them, you don't just let them go. No, you have to keep monitoring them. You have to keep tracking them. It's about human development. Make sure that your members of staff understand your brand and understand what it takes to relate that brand to the public. Now, this is something that is very critical that damages a lot of brands. When you carry your personality to a brand. So if you don't hire the right amount, the right type of staff or the right staff for your brand, what is going to happen is simple. They will carry their personal inclinations to your brand, and that can be damaging. You have to start doing damage control here and there to be able to control your image, and that can be stressful. That itself is a major mistake. So hire the right staff and train them and monitor them to maintain your brand image. Finally, you have to spend money to promote your brand. I can't emphasize this enough. Listen, business is spending money to make money. So you can't promote your brand. You can't build a brand. You can't promote a brand. You can't maintain your brand without spending money. So you have to understand this. What do you spend money on? You spend money to train your staff. You spend money to promote your brand. You spend money to promote your brand. You spend money to do anything that will make your brand known. You have to spend money. And now, the reasons why you make some of these mistakes that I've listed above is because you don't spend money on consultation. One of the ways to make your brand come alive, maintain, and promote is by consultation. So what do I mean by this? You have to consult with people who their expertise is doing this branding. So be ready to spend money. Now, this is why I'll tell you need to spend money. When you're setting up your business, you spend money in getting the office space, you spend money in purchasing products, you spend money in setting up everything you need to set up. But listen, when you've spent all those money to set up everything physically, and your brand cannot get to those it needs to get to, that is a problem. This is why I say you need to spend money to promote your brand. You need to spend money to build your brand. If you don't spend money on your brand, you can't make sales or get the kind of clients that you want to get. So understand this today. Change your mindset. Don't begin to say someone is eating my money or someone wants to eat my money. No. Be ready to spend money to take your brand to the place and you want it to get to. Now, if you're one of those who have made these mistakes, you don't have to panic. Just be calm. All you have to do is down in the description, you see our website link. Tap on it and book for a consultation. Or you can reach us on any of our hotline numbers 24/7. Come, let us discuss on how we can solve your problem and give your business make your business hitch free. Now, what you just listened to is the top 5 branding business mistakes that you make. Coming to you from Solutionspodcast. I'm Halel, and I'm out. Branding simplified. I like this. You know that moment when someone's about to start a business and you ask them, oh, have you branded for your business? And they go like, oh yeah, I've gotten my logo. I laugh in Spanish. Because let me tell you something. Branding is bigger than the word itself. Branding is bigger than the word itself. There is more to branding than what meets the eye. You might ask yourself, what about Okwidili and Sons Nigeria Limited? Are they doing branding? I put it to you. Branding is voluntary and involuntary. Whether you do it or not, branding will be done. If it's not done by you, it will be done by your staff. If it's not done by your staff, it will be done by those around you, your customers. They will begin to give your brand an image maybe you don't want, or an image that doesn't befit you. So you need to focus on branding. In trying to simplify branding, I'll just say, branding is building a particular image of your business around colors, images, designs, shapes, and imagery that will represent your brand. Now, speaking about branding, you don't just start by going to design logos, choose colors, and whatnot. No. Branding 101 is actually about defining what your brand is all about. What are your values? What is your mission statement? What does your brand stand for? What is your mission statement? Anything that can speak to, any document that can speak to or attest to what your brand really is. That is what branding, that is where branding starts from. Now, why this is important is because before you begin to get logos and designs to represent your brand, you need to have an understanding of what that brand is, because that understanding is what is going to guide you to have something to represent it. Something that can represent it. That's when you cannot have something that can represent it, because if you don't define it, you can't represent what you can't define. Now, you might call this content creation. Yes, it is. That is what it actually is. Because when you have done this foundation, maintaining and having consistency with your brand is going to be very easy. Now, so once you've done all these things and put them in place, you're going to begin to come up with documents like profile of your business, company brochure, any document that talks about what your brand stands for or what your brand represents. People can look at it and understand you for your business and your business identity, not just the services or products your business offers. Because if people are just know you for what your business, the products or services that you offer, that is just surface. People need to understand the nitty-gritty of what your brand truly represents. So once this is done, you can begin to have products like company profile, company brochure, then your logo can come with it. So don't just jump to the tangibles. Start from the intangible and build your brand from the scratch. Now, in the previous episode, I spoke about needing consultation. Maybe you didn't get me. Let me say it again. In this life, you cannot do everything by yourself. A broom does not stand on its own, it stands with others. Everyone cannot stand on their own. You can't be an island. This is why you need consultation. This is why every business needs consultation. Now, when it comes to branding, as I've spoken about, you might think, oh, this is something I can do by myself, but you might not be able to. This is why you need consultation. This is why you have to consult someone who can help you, who can guide you through the process of consultation. Now, when you want to consult, you look for a reputable organization who has a history of doing business in a reputable manner, and partner with them. This way, you can build a brand that can represent what you have in your mind. Having something in your mind and bringing it out are two different things. These things are very important. So, look for someone that can consult for you now. You need it. Now, there are also a group of people I want to talk about. This gets me every time I see it happen. You might see someone who's about to start a business and the person will be like, oh, I want to start a business. And you tell the person, have you branded for your business? And they'll be like, oh no, I don't have money for that now. Oh no, I don't have this for that now. Listen, let me tell you, there is a thin line between failure and success. Because the truth is, you'd start that business without a brand, you'd do what you need to do, and you begin to grow. But let me tell you, building a brand helps your business in the long run. Because you don't know what you're going to experience along the way that your brand consistency or your brand, maintaining a brand, will help you avoid. This is why we talk strongly about building your brand. So you might say, oh, this is a startup and I don't have the resources it takes to do this. Don't be like that. Speak with your consultants today. Know what it takes. Know if there's something I can do now. What can I do now that I'm starting? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Don't allow money limit you of doing something that is meant to be a long term to be short term. This is why so many businesses, especially in this part of the world, this is why so many businesses don't last. So many businesses start and somewhere along the way they begin to suffer, they begin to struggle, and they'll give the excuse of, oh, the economy is not good, or this is not happening, or that is not happening. Now lie. It's just that you refuse to do what you were meant to do. Brand your business now. Start branding your business early. It will help you in the future. So, to get consultation from Lily Solutions, all you need to do is go down in the description, tap on our website link and book for a consultation now. Or call the numbers on your screen. They are available 24/7. We are available to speak with you and help you through the challenges you're having in your business. This is Branding Simplified, coming to you from Solutionspodcast. I'm Halel, and I'll see you next time. Welcome. Today we're going to be looking at how to sell your brand without begging to be sold. Now, what does this mean? Brand, first of all, suggests to be the product, service, and the identity that you merchandise to your audience, to your customers. Then begging to be sold can be categorized as dropping your standards just to sell your products, or you engaging in communication tactics that suggest that you are desperate to sell. Now, what we are going to be looking at in this episode is how you can sell your products without dropping your standards, how you can sell your products without looking desperate. Selling without begging to be sold is critical, because once you sell begging, you look desperate, and desperation is not a way you want to look at all. No one wants to see you desperate. When they see you desperate, they take advantage of you. And trust me, once you begin to sound desperate, you chase away the kind of clients you really want and attract the kind of clients you don't want. So you need to stop sounding desperate. So in this episode, we're going to be sharing with you 5 ways you can sell your business or sell your products or sell your brand without begging to be sold. Now, the first thing you need to do is stop doing it. Stop begging people to buy from you. Stop making yourself look like you are desperate. Stop putting yourself out there. I know when you enter markets in Nigeria, you see people dragging you to come and buy from their shops. Yes, they'll tell you they are hustling, but that is not the kind of identity you want for your brand. Stop doing it. Because if you don't stop doing it, like I said, you attract the wrong clientele and the right ones will go away from you. Because serious people don't want to engage themselves with desperate people. So stop begging for people to buy from you. Stop begging people. Rather, do what I'm going to tell you right now. That reminds me, you'd see business people saying, oh, please share my post. Oh, please share my post. Oh, please do this for me. Why don't you stop doing that and look for someone that will do it for you? Because once people always recognize you as someone that is desperate, they will not want to do business with you. They want to do business with someone that is serious with his or her business. Now, I'm not saying that you can't give a discount or make someone one of your customers feel special. No, that's fine, you can do it. But let that customer realize that you dropping your standard is not your style. Let them know that you are doing them a favor, because business is all about exchange. You're not doing it for free. You're giving them something for the money that they are paying you. So don't ever think that your customer is doing you a favor. No, both of you are exchanging. It's an exchange. So once the person agrees to the price of the exchange, that is business. So don't ever feel guilty for charging the price that you are charging. Now, the next organic way to sell is by doing what? Maintain your brand. What do I mean by maintain your brand? Maintain your brand in such a way that your brand becomes your modus of operandi. All right? Let everything be in a system. Let everything follow a process of doing things. So much so that when people step into your office and are like, oh no, I want this, oh no, I want that, you say, please sir, please calm down. We have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do that. They would respect you. Why? Because there is a system put in place. People will always want to have their way. But once they realize that there is a system to doing things, no, they will respect it, because everyone understands the way systems work. So create your brand to have a system and maintain it, so that when you're not even around, when I mean you the visionaire, you the owner of the business, so that when you're not around, your business can run without your presence. Create that system and let it be maintained by all means. Maintain that brand. Once you maintain that brand and people go and come back and realize that, oh, this is still standing, no, they will know that you mean business. So don't be scared to say no to someone who is not comfortable with what you're offering. Don't be scared to say no. Say no and maintain it. It's only a matter of time, and people will begin to realize that you're here for business. Now, when you talk about impacting your environment, you should not only look externally, you should also look internally. Look around in your office. Affect your staff. It's not just about paying their salary. Look for things you can do for them that will be beneficial to them. It doesn't need to be every time. It could be yearly, twice a year, quarterly. Anyhow, find a rhythm to it. If the people around you are happy and your members of staff are happy, business is going to move better for you. Something that can entice a customer effortlessly is mouth-watering offers, juicy, irresistible offers. I promise you, once you package your products in such a way that the price and what people are going to get looks as if it is more than what they would normally get, I promise you, people will look in your direction. What does this mean? You'd see something like 2,000 naira /15, and you're going to get bonus of this, XYZ, ABC, and stuff like that. Put that offer out there. People don't want to know how much it was before or anything. All they want, all the emotion they are going to be feeling is, this is cheaper than it was before, because you told them it was 2,000, now it's 15. That's all they're going to see. So create offers. Don't just sell your products individually. No, you could package one or two together, and when you do that, put it at a cheaper price. Let them know that they are getting something extra. Make them feel special. Like, this package is for our VVIPs and stuff like that. Create an offer that will make your clients feel important. Create an offer that will make your clients' pockets feel special. Create an offer that will make your clients think that you are giving them the best offer yet. This is a way to sell without begging to be sold, because they will be the one coming, doing referrals for you and whatnot. Give them irresistible offers. Now, the final, and for me the most important, is be visible. When you start your business, you do everything to set up your physical office. You do everything to make sure everything is in place. But that is just step one. What will be the benefit when you've done all that and nobody hears about it? What will be the benefits when you've done all that and the only people that know about you and your brand are those that are in your immediate environment? No. In this age and stage, anything you are doing needs to be visible. What do I mean by being visible? You need to engage in media brand promotion tactics that will make your business to be known. Presently, the most reliable way to promote your business is online. So, if you start up your business, you should also calculate or think about how you're going to create your presence online. This is simple. Create your Google business, set up your social media pages, build yourself your website, and do anything it takes to make sure that you are in the face of everyone on your online. This is very important, because the truth is, you can create juicy offers, you can maintain your brand, you can do everything I've told you to do, but if nobody knows about it, it's not going to go anywhere. So the only way you can reach the kind of clients that you want to reach is online. So what are you waiting for? Set up your business page online. Set up your business online. Create content for your online pages. Be visible. I know you might say right now, oh, I've been doing this. Why is it not working for me? That's why we are here. So do what you need to do and create an online platform for you and your business. I know some of you might underrate the importance of having a website, but trust me when I say it is very important. Do these things and let your brand begin to speak for you. This way, when you say no to those clients who are telling you your price is too expensive, you attract the right kind of clients that will pay the price and even more than what you're offering. Be visible and let your business expand. Again, I'm going to say this. There are certain types of businesses who believe that they don't need social media presence because they feel once you set up your business and you start, it's going to sell. Yeah, it's going to sell. That's very true. But one thing I know is, in the long run, where are you going to go? Where are you going to be? There are so many international brands who are legacies, and as far as we are concerned, they don't need to be visible to anyone, because visible or not, people will still purchase their products. But do you know what? They are still in your face till tomorrow. They still want you to know about their product, even though you know about it. Why do you think they are doing that? Because they never want to be irrelevant. Do you want your brand to be irrelevant? No. Do you want to have the same crop of clients coming? Don't you want to increase your revenue on a quarterly and yearly basis? Then you need to be online. Now, this is Solutionspodcast. We've just told you how you can sell your brand without begging to be sold. how you can sell your brand without looking desperate. And it happened here on Solutionspodcast. I'm Halil. Comment in the comment section, like this video, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time in the next episode. Welcome to this new episode. Today I'm going to be discussing something quite different today. Alright, I'm just going to be discussing why you need to work for someone even when you have a groundbreaking idea you'd like to start, or even when you think you have a groundbreaking idea that you want to start. Now, you're fresh out of school and you have this wonderful idea you'd like to kickstart and jump into. Having heard motivational and inspirational speakers tell you things like, be a go-getter, start your own idea, pursue your dreams, chase your dreams, and all that and all that. Yeah, they are correct. It's right. It's true, and all that and all that. But you know something? Not everyone is cut out to have that kind of story. I know if I say that now, you shouldn't do that. You tell me there are 1,000,001 people that did that and it worked for them. Yeah, it worked for them. It worked for them. How sure you will work for you? Now, what I want to tell you today is why I think you should work for someone even when you think you have a groundbreaking idea. This is why. 2 reasons. Number 1, gain experience. Now, gain experience might look absolute like, yes, everybody works to gain experience. But what do I mean by this? There are so many aspects of gaining experience. The number 1 aspect I like to talk about is training to prove the knowledge you have gathered. Alright. Now, you spent 4 to 5 years in the 4 walls of a university, and all you did during that time was gain information, gain knowledge. Alright. Now, that's just head knowledge. Now, working helps you to transfer your head knowledge into practical experience. Yes, I know you did IT. Yes, I know you did hands-on training in school. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm talking about. When you work for someone, when you work in an organization, you get to put those training to work. You have the certification here, you have a certification there. Yeah, that's it. But you need to put that knowledge to work. That is why you need to work for someone. Because trust me, coming out raw from school, you're just raw. Everything is fresh in your head. You have that ginger, you have that vigor. Yeah, that's very good, by the way. That's very good. Don't kill it. But the truth is, once you neglect the fact that you need to work for someone and jump into going to your own enterprise, you're going with a lot of unproven data, unproven information, some things that have not been, harmonized or nurtured yet. This is why you need to gain experience, so you can prove the knowledge that you've gathered and be sure of what you're going to use it for and how you're going to use it for. I mean, if you're being selfish, you can say, I can try myself out on another person's empire, so that when I'm perfect, I'll try it out on my own empire. Depends on how you think, but you gain experience when you've tried the knowledge that you've gathered. Now, the second way you gain experience is learning the art of discipline. I really don't know how to explain this to you, but I'm going to try. Now, in the southern part of Nigeria, when you have Igbo men who don't have members of staff, they have boys that they train or people that they train, what they call learning of trade. All right. Now, one major thing I admire about that system is the system of discipline. Now, what those people learn that they can never forget is the discipline. What discipline am I talking about? The discipline of coming to work every day without pay, sitting out at a place consistently for 3 to 4 years, sometimes 5 years. They do it consistently. Now that is discipline. And now that discipline, it cannot be taught. It can only be inculcated by practice. That is what we mean by gaining experience. Because trust me, when you wake up every morning, you're not going to feel like going to work. When you wake up every morning, you're not going to feel like going about your own business. That's what I'm talking about. And you might say, oh, I can learn that on my own. Yeah, you're right. That's true. But do you know, not everyone has the mind strength to do all these things by themselves. That is why I'll tell you this. You need to do what? Work with someone where you can learn discipline. Discipline is very important because it's the discipline that you're able to learn while working for someone that is telling you what to do, that you can have innately on the inside of you and bring out effortlessly when you start working for yourself or when you start your own enterprise. So work for someone and learn discipline. Another aspect of gaining experience is you'll be able to take advantage of a platform to grow your contacts and grow your influence. This cannot be overemphasized. I tell you, you do this for free. Why? Because someone has already set up a platform. He already set up a system of the business. All you need to do is come on board and execute. Now, while you're doing this, what are you doing? You're growing influence. Influence is that in the industry that you're working in, your influence is going to begin to spread. People are going to begin to know you. People are going to begin to know what you do and recognize you for it on another person's platform. Adding to that is that you're going to have a lot of contacts. Contacts are very important. And you would understand that for you to be able to survive in any industry, you need contacts, you need people. This is why you need to work for someone so you can gain experience. The second reason why you need to work for someone is the basic reason, of course, to earn an income. Everyone wants to work because they want to have, after 30 days, they want to have a particular amount of income. Now, that's very helpful. That's what you're going to gain for working for someone, because when you'll be working for yourself, you'll not be thinking about income, you'll be thinking about results, and you can't really focus on yourself. But when you work for someone, you can earn an income, and that is going to be beneficial to you as an individual. Now, the benefits of earning an income is you're going to be able to plan your life. You're going to be able to put your life in a system. Now, the second aspect of earning a living is that you are able to plan your life. Do not underestimate the benefit of having a particular amount sent to your account at the end of every month. Do not underestimate that. Why? Because you're able to plan your life, you're able to plan your savings, plan what you're going to do, plan your next step. This is going to put you under a discipline also of learning how to spend and not spend. Learning what to spend on and what not to spend on. This is very important for you at this early stage of your life. Alright, so and another benefit of doing this is you're going to increase your credit level. When you have a particular amount coming to your account, a particular amount coming to your account for 2 years, 3 years straight, this is very important for your credit level. If you don't understand that, contact me afterward. Now, the last and final aspect of any benefit of earning a living is that they are going to pay you to learn. Trust me when I say that in the 4 walls of your university, you can't learn everything. You might have learned the skill, you might have known how to, do the business. No, you might have gotten the skill, but you have not learned how to do the business. When you work for someone, you learn how to do the business, and they are paying you to learn what you're learning. Learning never stops. No matter how many certifications you've gathered, no matter how much training you've gone for, until you start the main thing, you have not really learned. So working for someone actually gives you the opportunity to learn, and they are paying you for it. That's the beautiful part of it. When you go for a training, you pay them to teach you, but no, when you're working for someone, the person is paying you to learn. All right. So don't always set your mind on, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. What about what you're gaining? Think about what you are gaining. You're gaining something in return. So this is just me talking to you. You're fresh out of school. You want to rush into that idea. You have some money with you. You want to rush to start that idea. That's good. That's fantastic. If it's an idea that you can do on the side, that's good. But if it's not, please don't rush into it. Think about how you can gain experience. Think about how you can earn a living. I believe these two words sound differently to you now based on what you've understood. We'll talk more about this in the next episode. But for now, if you want to know more about what we just discussed, down in the description you'll see a link. Click on it, fill it to book a consultation time with us, or you can call the phone numbers that are down there. We are available 24/7. This is Solutionspodcast, and I'm Halil. See you next time. Welcome. Today we're going to be dealing with a topic titled, Please Buy From Me versus Brand Positioning. You know how when you go to the market and people are clawing you, telling you to come and buy from them? This is prevalent in the southern part of Nigeria, where marketers are trying to get you to buy stuff from them, and you are incessant about not doing that. But maybe based on persuasion, they finally bring you to their shop. Do you realize what happens? You that is buyer, you feel like you have an upper power. So when they tell you the price, you feel strengthened to tell them to give you at a cheaper price. And maybe because the marketer hasn't seen any other customer, what would they do? They will reduce their price for you and sell at a price they didn't plan to sell at. Now, that is desperation. And desperation, any client can take advantage of your desperation to get what they want. And you, listening to me, shouldn't do that. That is desperation. So now in today's episode, we're going to be talking about please buy from me versus brand positioning. Instead of telling people to please buy from you, you should do what? Position your brand. What is brand positioning? Brand positioning is securing a particular space in the hearts of your clients to think about you in a particular way. This is what I'm going to be teaching you today. How to secure your brand in the hearts of your clients in a particular way and cause them to think about you in a particular way. Now, the first thing you need to do to position yourself in the hearts of your client is stop begging them to buy from you. Now, you might say, oh, that's my persuasion technique. Yes, I understand. That's your persuasion technique. But do you know the impact that persuasion is having in the hearts of the people? Psychologically speaking, you'd realize that anyone who begs you to do something, you feel bigger than that person. But that is not how it should be. As a brand expert, I can tell you for free that once your clients begin to feel bigger than you, they feel like they don't need you. And trust me when I say, when business comes their way, they wouldn't bring it your way. You have to position your brand in the hearts of your clients so that whenever they need you, they can come and look for you. Because once they think of you small, this is what's going to happen. They will not come for you for business. So what do? Once you tell a client, this is what you offer, this is your price, XYZ, this is what you're going to get, leave it there. You might employ one or two persuasion techniques, but once the client says he's not interested or is not involved, that is fine. You don't need to push any further. You don't need to begin to drop your standard. You don't need to do anything. No. Let them see you as they saw you before you came. Because once you begin to drop your standards, drop your price, drop just to please them, I promise you, your position in their hearts are going to drop. They will not see you as they are meant to see you. So, position your brand. Stand tall. Look at yourself as big. And when they come to you or when you go to them with a proposition, don't shake, don't quiver. Because you know what? This is business. You're giving them something in exchange for money. It's not free. They might make you think that, is it not just? If it is just, why don't you do it yourself? So, don't feel weak. Don't feel discouraged or think that you're going to lose money. No. Because the more you drop your standard, the more you lose business in the future. Do you want to invest in now or do you want to invest in tomorrow? Position your brand. Stop begging clients to buy from you. Now, I think you might say, if you stop begging your clients, if you stop persuasive techniques that will reduce your standards, what else am I going to do to bring clients in? Now, that's where branding comes in. Brand positioning. Now, there is a brand before the position. And in previous episodes, we've talked about how to set up your brand. We've talked about setting up your brand and having a brand image that you are going to maintain consistently. I know what I said now might sound profound. That's because you've not listened to our previous episodes. Go back and listen to our previous episodes on branding and understand fully what I'm talking about. But for you to be able to position your brand in the hearts of your clients, your brand needs to be standing. Get yourself a brand. I won't go into the nitty-gritty of that now. I've already talked about that. Now, in previous episodes, like I said, I talked about certain things you need to do to maintain your brand. Like, be consistent. This is something you need to do to position yourself in the hearts of your clients. Now, remember, positioning is a thing of perception. Positioning is a thing of psychology. It's not something that happens overnight, number one, and it's not something that happens quickly. It takes time to build. So these things that we're talking about, you have to take your time to build it. This is why consistency is very important. Once you set up your brand and you set up everything that has to do with your brand, you have to be consistent with it. Once you're consistent with this, you are going to position yourself in the hearts of your clients, and they will know that this is a brand not to take for granted. And do you know what this is going to do? When there is a serious business, you begin to realize that they will begin to call you for serious business. They won't begin to call people that are not serious. No, because they've seen, you've given them a perception about you that you are serious with your business. So that's when people will begin to call you and ask you questions, call you and consult. They're not even calling you to buy products, but because they've trusted the system you put around your brand, consistency, they begin to perceive you as big. So what is the end game of this? You begin to realize that even services you didn't offer, even products you don't merchandise, people will start calling you about it. Why? They've come to trust your brand. It's all about trust. Once they can build that trust in you, once you can create tactics that will make them perceive you as a trustworthy person, that is it. You've positioned yourself in their mind with consistency. Now, another thing I need you to think about is what I talked about earlier with the issue of public social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility, rather. Corporate social responsibility. Now, corporate social responsibility, like I said, it might look like a big thing, but do you know what it does in the hearts of people? It makes people see you as big. It makes people see you as that brand that everyone wants to reckon with. Once they see you as a brand that has a heart for the people, People begin to get committed to you. People begin to think of you like, wow, so you mean this guy did this? Wow, so you mean they went to that school, they gave out scholarships and all that? Once they begin to see you as that, they begin to trust you. They begin to see you as a brand that they want to reckon with. So this is why I'm saying that you need to begin to think about getting into corporate social responsibility. Once you do this, wow, I promise you, people begin to see you as big. Don't bother yourself. Don't ask yourself, where's the money going to come from and all those things. No, you don't need to do that. Just do what? Involve yourself in corporate social responsibility. Now, I'm just going to give you a rundown list of things that you can just do. Just 3 points, very simple things that you can just do to help you position your brand in the hearts of your clients. Now that you've done these things, there are just a few other tips that I'm going to give you, and I promise you, when you put them to work, people are going to see you like they are meant to see you. Offer an irresistible offer. Give them an irresistible offer and make them think that they are very special. Create plans that will make people think that they are special. Once you make your clients feel very special, I promise you they will come back, because you know what? This is a very special key to brand loyalty. Because once someone begins to think that once they come to you, they are going to get a better price, they will keep coming back. So give them an irresistible offer. Another thing is maintain your strategies and enforce them. Make sure your members of staff and everyone around your brand maintain those strategies that you have put in place. If you're doing a marketing strategy, make sure that is what everybody's doing. If you're enforcing a particular value, make sure that that's what everybody is doing. And finally, this is the big finally, be visible. Be visible. Make sure that whatever you're doing is seen by the whole world. People who haven't come to your office before but see your brand online can carry your brand in high esteem more than it is physically. So don't hesitate to give yourself a very good online presence. I know you might think to yourself, oh, is that not deception? No, it's not. It's perception. It's not deception. Now, it's not like you're showing them what is not available. No, you're showing them what you have. But you know what? Things look better on pictures. Things look better on videos. So try as much as possible to make sure that you are visible online in order to position yourself as a brand that can control the media space. Once you can do that, I promise you that your clients, future, present, past, will begin to see you in a different light and not take you for granted again. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to turn your brand into a legacy. Now, when we mean legacy, we mean something that has impact and is successful over a long period of time, so much so that it outlives its source. That's what a legacy means. Then when you say brand legacy, we are talking about a business that has been successful over time. And this business outlives the person who started it. That's the visionary of the business. That's what a brand legacy is all about. So now we're going to be talking about how to turn your brand into a legacy. Don't ask yourself if it's possible. It is possible. And I'm going to give you the tips today. Number one, brand positioning. Now, if you've been following our episodes, you would have heard us talk about please buy from me versus brand positioning or branding simplified. Now, in those episodes, we showed you how you can position your brand strategically in such a way that it will be of advantage to you. This way, you're not going to be begging for clients, you're going to be calling for clients. Clients are going to be looking for you. This is like the branding 101. Go back and watch those videos for you to understand. Number two, separate yourself from your brand. Treat your brand as a separate entity. Now, this is advisable for you to do it when your business has set sail and has started succeeding on its own. This way, you don't need to get involved in everything. You just have to get involved in major decision making. When you begin to do this, people that are employed under you begin to make some decisions and take certain actions. This time, you now have time to turn your brand into a legacy. Don't be so engrossed in your business so much so that it can't survive without you. No, separate yourself from your brand. So now that you separated yourself from your brand, the next thing you need to do is use that extra time to know how you can position your brand at the top of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I guess as a business person, you should know this by now. If you don't, well, I'll talk about it next time. But you need to work on how you can take your business from being self-reliant to serving a purpose that is higher than itself. I know at the initial point of every business, you start your business to make profit. But the truth is, when your brand wants to turn into a legacy, you'd stop thinking profit and start thinking of how you can impact more people than yourself. So your job as the business visionary is to see how you can take your brand to that point, the top of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, for you to become a legacy, one thing you must realize is you are never too big for marketing. Any tactics that your company has employed to make yourself known, advertising, social media marketing, digital marketing, any of those strategies you have employed, you don't need to stop it. Because for you to become a legacy, you have to be known in the airspace consistently. So no matter how big you are, never remove your budget for marketing. Now, finally, for you to be a legacy, you need to impact more than yourself. Like I said earlier, when you start a business, the initial aim is just for you to make profit. Yeah, that's true. But the truth is, when you begin to become a legacy, you begin to impact more than your life. You begin to impact not just your staff, you begin to impact the society at large. Carry out activities that impact your society directly. Let your society begin to see you as bigger than life itself. When you begin to do these things, you create a space in the hearts of those around you. And when I mean those, I mean countries, I mean continents. So much so that they have a space for you in their hearts. That means generation after generation, people seem to remember you not just as a product that they use, but as a person who impacted their lives. Once you take this seriously, your brand lives on in the hearts of people for something you have done for them. Once you're able to harmonize these things and put them in place, you begin to realize that your brand will begin to exist even without you being present. Your brand will no longer be about your face, about your name. It will be about the impact that you're making. So if you're really concerned about your brand outliving you, then you need to take conscious efforts to make these things happen in your organization. Now, if you want to know more about turning your brand into a legacy, all you have to do is go down in the description box. You see our website link there. Fill it and book for consultation, or you call the phone numbers on your screen. They are available 24/7. We are happy to chat with you, talk with you, and know how we can help you move your business forward. My name is Halil. You just listen to Solutionspodcast, and that'll be all for now. Welcome to today's episode on Solutionspodcast. Today we're going to be talking about ideas, the keys to a thriving business. Now, what's an idea? An idea is a new and innovative way of doing something that has a potential of giving you a positive result. A thriving business is a successful business. Now, for you to have a successful business, you need ideas, strategies, new ways of doing things that are going to give you an optimized result. Because if you find a way of doing things now, you're not so sure that that same way of doing things is going to give you an upgrading result or a scalable result. What I mean by this is, if you're doing things in a particular way in your business and it's giving you results, you need to think of some way, somehow, to do that thing that is going to give you a better result. And having ideas is the best way to find a better way to do things in your business. So now we understand how important ideas are for businesses. You need to know how to come up with these ideas. Because the truth is, if you don't have ideas, you will not have a thriving business. So understand how to come up with ideas. Employers need to stop driving their members of staff to be innovative, to do better, to do more. No, there is a system on how to bring out ideas from you. Now, today I'm going to share with you two ways on which you can bring out brilliant ideas from your mind. Number one, expose yourself to relevant information. All right. Now, this is very important. Ideas come from your mind, and ideas come based on the information that you expose yourself to. So if you don't expose yourself to relevant information, the truth is your mind cannot come up with relevant ideas, or rather brilliant ideas. You know those ideas that you come up with and you feel like a bulb lit up beside you? Yes, those kind of ideas come when you expose yourself to what? Relevant information. Alright, so how do you get this information? Watch videos, have interactions with like minds. When I mean like minds, I mean people who are in the same industry with you. If you don't have any friend who is in business and you're in business, you're in serious trouble. Brainstorm with people who think like you. Watch videos, take courses, learn new things anytime you have the opportunity. That's how to do what? Come up with brilliant ideas. Number one. Second way you can come up with brilliant ideas is by thinking, meditating, and brainstorming. Let me tell you this. When you have relevant information, or you've exposed yourself to relevant information, the truth is you have enough information. But the best way you can put that information to use is by thinking, is by meditating, or by brainstorming. If you face a challenge, don't rush into action. Don't rush into creating a solution. No, sit down, think about it. Because the truth is, the answer to that problem is within you. All you need to do is what? Bring it out. That's why you need to do what? Think, meditate, brainstorm. Sometimes you don't brainstorm on your own. That's why I talked about, having interactions with what? Like minds. This process helps you put to use the information you already have. Do you know the truth about something? You really don't know your potential until you put yourself out there. So what do? Think. Have a moment, have a time, have a session where you just sit down and do what? Think about things. This way, you're going to come up with brilliant ideas that are going to help you and your business. So in conclusion, don't wait till you're staring a challenge in the face. No. Don't wait till something is choking you on your neck. No, don't do that. Start now and begin to gather information. Go for capacity building exercises. Consume necessary information and think on those things. Meditate on those things. Meditate on the right kind of information. When you do this, you come up with brilliant ideas that will help your business move forward. If you want to know more about coming up with ideas and how you can come up with ideas, down in the description box, tap on our website link there and book for consultation, or call our call centers. We're available 24/7. We're here to help you. My name is Halil, and you're just listening to Solutions Podcast, talking about ideas, the secrets to a thriving business. I'll see you next time.